The only reason I know to ask for a pardon is because you think you've committed a crime.
I only know of one reason to seek a pardon, because you're worried that you're guilty, that you committed a crime.
You liar!
President Trump is reportedly considering a wave of preemptive pardons. Does this concern you? All these preemptive pardons?
Well, it concerns me in terms of what kind of precedent it sets and how the rest of the world looks at us as a nation of laws and justice. You're not going to see in our administration that kind of approach to pardon.
We have some breaking news we want to share related to all this. President Biden pardoning his family members minutes before President-elect Trump is sworn in. I want to go to our senior legal correspondent, Laura Jarrett. Laura, walk us through it.
Yeah, Lester, a rare and sweeping pardon here from the president in just his final moments while he still occupies that office, pardoning all of his living siblings and their spouses, including James Biden, Sarah Biden, Valerie Owens Biden, his sister, her husband, John T. Owens, and his brother, Francis Biden. Now, Lester, none of these people have been charged with crimes, but he says he's doing this because there is partisan politics here, obviously referring to the president-elect who's set to take office just minutes from now, Lester.
Opinions vary.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Opinions Varied. It's Opinions with an A, and happy Inauguration Day. Donald Trump is now officially the 47th President of the United States. J.D. Vance is Vice President, and Joe Biden pardons everybody and their mother, literally, on his way out of the office. He has given his entire crime family pardons. Why do they need pardons if they did nothing wrong? And I don't understand the whole concept of a preemptive pardon. It doesn't exist. You can't pardon somebody for something that they didn't do. So what did they do that they need to be pardoned for? Somebody's got to help explain this to me, and this needs to be challenged in court. We're going to get into a special report from NBC from when this first came out today, as Joe Biden, last minute, disgraces the presidency once again. I have a lot more to say. I'll get into it as the video plays. Let's go.
From NBC News, this is a special report. Here's Savannah Guthrie and Craig Melvin.
Hi there, everybody. Good morning. We come on the air with breaking news. President Biden, in his final hours, his final morning in office, has issued several high-profile pardons.
Among those pardoned this morning, Dr. Anthony Fauci, General Mark Milley, and the members and staff who served on the House committee that investigated the January 6th attack on the Capitol, including Liz Cheney.
And
the entire January 6th committee, their staff, cops that testified, Capitol Police that testified, all pardoned. Why? What did they do wrong? This is an indictment in itself.
Police officers who have spoken out as well.
And the one who ended and unalived Ashley Babbitt. He'll be in that group too. So never any justice for Ashley Babbitt.
The Capitol Police. Let's go right to Chief White House correspondent Peter Alexander. This just broke 10 minutes ago. Peter, what do you know?
Savannah, as NBC News first reported, President Biden, even yesterday, I'm told, was very seriously considering using this extraordinary presidential power to preemptively pardon some individuals. And this morning, as we are reporting, it is clear that he has decided to do just that in these final hours.
Can anybody remember before they brought up that Trump was going to preemptively pardon people, which he never did? Once again, the projection is off the charts. Democrats, everything they accuse you of doing, they're actually doing or going to do. But was it ever even thought of before of a preemptive pardon? Other than, I know, Richard Nixon, he got one, okay? Other than Richard Nixon, has it ever even been brought up again? I never even thought about it because to me, it doesn't exist. And Richard Nixon was an extraordinary situation that we will put on this level, and everything else is way below when it comes to just the magnitude, because it was a president of the United States who resigned from office before he was going to be impeached and removed. Totally different situation. But I've never heard of this concept where you say, oh, whatever you might have done that nobody's found out yet, we're going to pardon you for. And there's going to be a certain time frame too. Do you realize the bag of worms that this opens up? I'll get into that in a minute. Let's let it keep playing.
Office to guard against any potential revenge by the incoming Trump administration, by the incoming President Trump. President Biden just announcing, as you note, that he is pardoning Dr. Anthony Fauci, retired General Mark Milley.
What did Anthony Fauci do? Well, I know what I think he did, but what did he do that Anthony Fauci needs to be pardoned? Anthony Fauci. Do you realize the implications of this? What that man told everybody to do for four years? going, oh, right? This man was telling everybody about how they should take care of their health. What happened? Was he lying? What happened? Why does Anthony Fauci need a pardon? This is extraordinary, and the media is downplaying it. If this was under the Donald Trump administration, just reverse it. The meltdowns, the epic just explosions on television would be off the charts. I can't even put it into words. It would be an apocalypse.
Members of the House committee that investigated the January 6th attack on the Capitol. That includes Liz Cheney, Adam Schiff, Adam Kinzinger, among others.
Crying Adam Kinzinger, who we saw in the beginning, saying, well, what do you need a pardon for if you didn't commit a crime? Well, he'll say, I didn't ask for the pardon. Same with Schiff. I didn't ask for the pardon. Right. You didn't ask for it. You knew it was coming. Stop lying.
As well as Capitol and D.C. police who testified before that committee. I want to share with you part of what the president writes.
And don't forget Mark Milley, who basically committed treason when he told China Donald Trump's plans.
He says in part, our nation relies on dedicated, selfless public servants every day. They are the lifeblood of our democracy.
We're not a democracy.
Alarmingly, he adds, public servants have been subjected to ongoing threats and intimidation for faithfully discharging their duties.
I tell you, the way they frame this, the way they frame it is really just beyond the pale. These people, it was a witch hunt. It was a manhunt. It was a find me the man and I will show you the crime. I'll find the crime. That's what this was the entire time. And it's been ongoing for 4 years. And now they don't want it done to them. But to me, they should still be investigated. Oh, I'm sorry, we can't punish you. But you know what? We're going to investigate this because now, to me, this is a predicate for an investigation to all of these people.
Notably, his last comments in this statement add that these pardons, he says, should not be mistaken as an acknowledgement that any individual engaged in any wrongdoing, he says, nor should acceptance by them be misconstrued as any admission.
Two things here can't be true at the same time. Those two things, right, cannot be true at the same time. It's impossible.
Of guilt for any offense. He says our nation, quote, owes these public servants a debt of gratitude for their tireless commitment to our country. Now, let's back up for a moment. President Trump, incoming President Trump, as you know, has been a fierce critic and has really railed against so many of those individuals that are receiving these pardons today. Most recently,
that's called freedom of speech.
In late December of last year, Donald Trump verbally attacked Liz Cheney, saying that
he attacked her. No, it's called freedom of speech. Hey guys, if you're still watching, I really appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the like button right now. Subscribe. I do one video a day at least. If I don't do one video, it's because of circumstances that were beyond my control and I couldn't get it done. But please like, share, and subscribe and help me grow this channel. I appreciate it.
Committed, quote, egregious and unthinkable acts of crime. That was December 22nd, less than a month ago, of Mark Milley. In the past, he suggested that he deserved execution, and the fact that some of the actions he had taken in the
that's called treason. And yes, that is the penalty for treason.
Past would have been worthy of execution. So to be clear, Joe Biden, some of his final actions now to preemptively pardon some of those high-profile figures.
They're just talking about this like it's normal. A preemptive pardon. They're preemptively pardoned. This is normal. Joe Biden, all the time, Donald Trump, he's destroying the norms. He destroys norms. All these norms are just destroyed by Donald Trump. And all these people do are walk all over norms and toss them out the window and just, that's it. They're gone. Now they're gone. The precedent has now been set. And here's what I'm going to get to. This now, they think Donald Trump, remember when the Supreme Court ruled that Donald Trump had immunity as president from certain charges, right? What's going to stop now any president from saying to some henchman or a group of henchmen or henchwomen or whatever, go do this. Who knows what crime? Do this crime to serve my special interests or our party's special interests or this group's special interests. Break the law, but don't worry about it. Before anybody even finds out about it, I'm going to pardon you preemptively. So from this time period till then, nothing you did that I told you to do, you could ever get punished for. What stops that from happening now? Somebody in the comments, let me know. What stops any president now from doing what I just said? Nothing. These pardons need to be challenged.
Anna. All right, we want to turn now to Kristen Welker, moderator of Meet the Press, and Hallie Jackson, NBC's senior Washington correspondent. Peter really raises the point that needs to be made here. There were sometimes explicit, sometimes...
No, that's not the point that needs to be made. The point that needs to be made here is that the pardon power has absolutely just been destroyed by Joe Biden. Destroyed, abused, run over, burned up, thrown out the window, whatever you want to say, that's what Joe Biden did to the pardon power.
Implicit threats, serious threats against Liz Cheney, Mark Milley, and others by Trump or by members of his team. So this pardon potentially has real life consequences for these individuals.
It absolutely does. When I interviewed President-elect Trump in December, he was quite clear. He said, I think members of the January 6th committee should go to jail.
That's called freedom of speech. I'll keep saying it.
He did not mince words. I said, you think Liz Cheney should go to jail? He said, yes. Never said what the crime was.
So what? We'll make some crimes up, just like they did. Maybe we'll find something that was like 10 years old that was a misdemeanor, and we'll gin it up like they did in New York on Donald Trump, and she'll come out with about 40 felonies. Maybe you could try something like that.
By the way, and since then has not laid out the crime. What's notable is that you have committee members like Liz Cheney, like Senator Adam Schiff saying, we didn't do anything wrong. We don't want a pardon.
Yeah, knowing the whole time you were going to get one.
But here's the key thing to know. Once the president issues these pardons, that's it. You don't get to reject it. The pardon is there.
You could still investigate.
So this is a significant historic moment because it speaks to...
It's historic, everyone. Historically bad.
The concerns about the threats of legal repercussions that the January 6th committee and all of the other folks, General Mark Milley, might be facing. Remember that tweet? You said not sometimes threats very clear against Mark Milley, saying that he should in effect be executed.
This whole thing's twisted. They twist the whole thing. Milley, the January 6th committee, there is stuff that needs to be looked at that these people did, but they twist it to say, oh, Donald Trump, by threatening them, he's the bad guy here. Not that they might have done something wrong that needs to be looked into. No, Donald Trump's the bad guy for saying they did something wrong and it needs to be looked into.
For treason. So this is a significant moment because I think it does underscore the very real concerns about what might happen.
And again, how all of this unfolding in just the last 10 minutes, I know we don't probably have a great deal of reaction from some of these folks who've been pardoned yet, but are we hearing anything at all from...
A little bit. I can tell you I just spoke with somebody connected to the events of January 6th who is subject to receiving this pardon, who said that it was one of the lines that President Biden talked about, that these individuals did nothing wrong, that really resonated with this.
Then why do you need a pardon? All I heard about Donald Trump when all these investigations were launched against him, the impeachments, oh, if you did nothing wrong, you got nothing to worry about, right? Right? You did nothing wrong. You got nothing to worry about. Let the authorities investigate you then, right? Isn't that how you like it to work?
Person who only found out about this sort of through the grapevine has not officially heard from the White House yet, just in the overnight hours here. So to your point, Craig, this is all moving quickly. It is not altogether unexpected. Kristen talks about this being a significant legal point, a significant legal milestone. It is also significant politically. Remember that one of the things that Democrats campaigned on for months was this idea that President-elect Trump, who was then a candidate, could enact political revenge on people he considered quote unquote enemies. Remember?
And you lost, right? You tried all that and you lost. So guess what? You think that this is going to help the Democrats' cause? 100% not. Talk about, rules for thee and not for me. That's the Democrat Party now. The Democrat Party slogan should be rules for thee and not for me. You want to talk about two-tier justice. This is it. This is it.
That his incoming FBI director, if in fact Kash Patel is confirmed, wrote a book and in it put an appendix of dozens of people who he described as members of the deep state, which also raised that concern. Kristen, you're reporting this morning on confirming that there will be more than 50 people who may have their national security clearances revoked because of concerns raised about their involvement in sort of tossing down the Hunter.
In their concerns, sort of. You see how she just, brushes that aside? Those people lied. They lied. That's election interference. They should security clearances taken away. No, they should probably be investigated. That was a colluded crime is what that was. They knew it wasn't Russian disinformation and they buried that Hunter Biden laptop. Joe Biden used it in a debate in front of millions of people against Donald Trump. Mark Zuckerberg buried it that nobody could put it on. Dorsey buried it on Twitter. And see how she just brushes it aside like, the 51, it was just sort of, These people are disgusting. We don't despise the media enough.
Biden laptop story. So there's a lot here that I think Democrats are concerned about. It's not an unexpected move, but it is a big deal by President Biden.
On a day like this, that rare day when we have two presidents in one day, we have President Biden issuing pardons on the way out, President-elect Trump saying he may issue some pardons on the way in. You hear about executive orders. Just to be clear, this pardon power that the Constitution provides the president is sweeping, it is complete, and it cannot be undone by the next president. So if you're wondering, could President Trump unpardon those pardons today?
No.
Yeah, well, he could still investigate these people. They could be investigated. If crimes were committed, we need to know. And they just opened it up that a predicate has been set. There's the predicate to investigate them. Why do they need a pardon if they did nothing wrong? Why? And you know what? Walk and chew gum at the same time. Do all that and still do everything you said you were going to do. All of it. I'm so sick and tired of I want to we need to focus. We could get things done and still do this. We're not idiots. Maybe they are. We're not. But they need to be investigated now. And you know what? For January 6th, how I said about attacking the cops, maybe those people shouldn't get pardoned. No, you know what? They've done their time. Pardon them. Commute the sentences or pardon them. Everybody, every last January 6th person, every last one gets pardoned or their sentence commuted. Enough is enough. Enough trying to play nice. Can't have it anymore. This is disgusting. Justice shattered into a million pieces by Joe Biden. The whole time he was in there, he's the most corrupt and just disgusting Department of Justice we've ever seen. From the baby deletion arrests just for protesting outside of one of the clinics, to the school board hearings, to the pursuit of Donald Trump nonstop, having prosecutors just release reports even though Donald Trump never had his day in court with Jack Smith. This is all disgusting. It's not the way it's supposed to work in this country. I should know. I was in law enforcement for 25 and a half years, and none of this is normal. None. This is not how it works. But again, Donald Trump's the one that destroys all the norms. No, again, everything they say that Donald Trump's going to do or does, they actually are doing. Don't you realize that yet? If you haven't come over to the side yet, to the side of common sense, do you not realize it yet? What's it going to take? Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this. Let me know if you're as upset about it as I am. And you know what? I'm not going to let it bother me that much. It's just... It's upsetting because it's just the way it's treated in the media is just that it's nothing. That's what's upsetting. Am I shocked that this happened? Absolutely not. I'm not. I've been saying at the end of a lot of my videos that Joe Biden was going to do a lot of this stuff on his way out the door. And I was right on this one. I've been wrong on a couple, but this one I was 100% right. I said he's going to do a lot with the pardon power on his way out the door. And boy, did he ever. His entire family, we're talking about a crime syndicate here. This is a crime syndicate. This makes the Corleones blush. Are you kidding me? So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I appreciate you watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm getting some consistent new subscribers now. Welcome to the channel. We're glad to have you. Please comment. I respond to every comment. As soon as I can find it on YouTube, I will respond to it. To my subscribers that have been with me from day one, thank you so much. Your support is just, it means the world. And I can't thank you enough. So we'll see you next time right here at Opinions Vary.
Opinions vary.